Good afternoon out there and welcome to another edition of the Arena. It is the midweek edition and on Wednesdays we'll definitely review matches that took place on Tuesday and preview those of Wednesday to come, talking about the UEFA Champions League. And then what bigger news than Chelsea giving Thomas Tuchel the boot in terms of the managerial role at Chelsea Football Club. This is the Arena and we'll be delving right into it right at this moment. I'm not doing this alone. I'm now being joined by Seun Ajidagba, who joins me via the phone, a seasoned sports analyst, #1 cricket analyst as well on the continent, and by no means that's a flatter, by no means. So, Seun, good afternoon, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good afternoon, Samson. It is a pleasure to be in the Arena, and we are here to talk sports, so let the show begin.
Let the show begin. We have to talk about the breaking news. About 2 hours ago, 2 to 3 hours ago, where Chelsea Football Club have decided to part ways with Thomas Tuchel. Let me get your reaction first. How did that news hit you?
Coincidentally, Samson, I was thinking about this yesterday after the 1-0 loss
to Dynamo Zagreb. Yes.
I was just looking at it that there are some news that was filtering in. Some Chelsea fans were complaining about their performance, and I was just like, would it be right if they tell Thomas Tuchel to go, or it would be just too quick for that decision to be made? But unfortunately, she was just an analyst. He doesn't own a club, and the owner of that club, an American person, shrewd businessman, Tuchel, after that loss, decided to just say, hey, Mr. Thomas Tuchel, it's high time you left us, and this is the best time to take this decision. And you have to say that things have not just been going right. It's a bit coincidental. Coincidental in the sense that it marks 100 days that Todd Boehly bought the club from
Chelsea.
It also marks 100 days that
Thomas Tuchel has been in charge.
Has been in charge of Chelsea.
Yes.
And just 7 games into the season, Chelsea have sit on the log in the Premier League. And they told Thomas Tuchel to please go. But he will not just go like that. He would go with 13 million pounds.
Yes.
And an extra 2 million pounds for his backroom staff.
Yes.
But here is the twist in all the thing. Chelsea broke a record this season. And the record was that in the history of the Premier League, no club has spent
during the
that
summer
amount of money in a single season. That was about
73 million pounds precisely.
You know, what the likes of Koulibaly, Kalidou,
Sterling,
Sterling, what Wesley
Fofana,
got Cucurella, got
Fofana.
So they signed about 10 players.
Yes.
Totaling about 260 million pounds. So things were not just working. Before now, it was all about Chelsea needed a focal point.
Definitely.
Because when you look at most of the games, they create chances, but they are not being able to
no one to finish.
And maybe Pagboni just looked at it that there were some games that we even lost that we felt we shouldn't have lost.
Exactly.
One of those games was yesterday night. Games like Southampton, games like Leeds United, and coupled with the incident that happened. I was thinking in that light.
Okay.
Although you have to feel sorry for the coach. And I talk about the incident that happened at Stamford Bridge between himself and Antonio Conte.
That derby.
The issue of the pulling of the hair of
Cucurella
by Christian Romero, and it led to the equalizer of Harry Kane, and they had to salvage a draw. But they got him Aubameyang, but that was the first game of Aubameyang. He didn't even finish the whole 90 minutes. So the rationale for telling him to go is only understandable to those who run the club. Maybe what he wants is to have what he calls a clean sweep. Like we always say, even when we use this English, that government is continuous, sometimes government is not continuous. You want to bring in your own people. And when I talk about this thing, don't forget that the head of scouts, Marina Granitskaya,
had to leave.
Took over.
Peter Cech
one
left.
of their legendary goalkeeper also had to leave.
Bruce
Some
Bock
person also left. So maybe what they are trying to do is to start with new people from ground zero.
Talking about new people from ground, I mean, because the sack came as a shock. Yes, Chelsea haven't started the season well. Even over the weekend, they were lucky to get a win over West Ham, where West Ham were denied a well-deserved equalizer. But for all of the struggles, there are those who still question that is that enough for Tuchel to go. It's just early in the season, and who is there? You look at the coaches available who are out of job. You have Zinedine Zidane, you have Mauricio Pochettino, but we're also hearing that Graham Potter of Brighton Hove Albion is also in the mix as favorites. Who do you think will be an adequate replacement for Thomas Tuchel?
My brother Sam.
Yep.
Let me be frank with you.
Okay.
I have been impressed with what Graham Potter has done.
At Brighton.
He has just lost one game this season, and before then he was on a 16-match unbeaten run from last season. And to think that a team like that lost some of their best legs, Ben White left for Arsenal.
Yes.
They lost Marco Kurela to Chelsea. They lost Bissouma to Tottenham Hotspur.
Yes.
And they were still pulling up that string that they are pulling up. You know, Trossard is playing the best game of his life.
Yep.
McAllister, Caicedo, you know, super players that have been. Some coaches are only good at that mid-table team.
And that's true.
A team without a pressure.
Yep.
But when you live for a club where it's pressure based, they will not deliver. Take nothing away from Graham Potter, he's a super coach.
Okay.
My advice to Graham Potter, remain where you are. Like I've always said in my own little adage, it is better to be a powerful general than to be, you know, powerful sergeant than to be a workless general.
Okay.
Stay where you are. When you get to Chelsea, the expectations are high.
Definitely.
Thomas Tuchel's name will never be forgotten. You want them the Champions League?
Yes.
Let's not starting with them. Something, let's not forget that he took over from failing Frank Lampard.
Yes. And within 4 months,
win the Champions. He did something to Pep Guardiola that has never happened to him in his entire coaching career. That season, he beat Guardiola 3 times.
Yes.
Flat. Including winning the Champions League. He won the Super Cup. He won the Club World Cup. So his name will never be forgotten. But again, last season, he got to 2 finals. And he lost against Liverpool.
On penalties, it must be said.
Similar fashion. In the Carabao Cup and in the FA Cup.
On penalties.
Like we always say, penalties is anybody's game. So, he lost their penalties. So maybe some person will be looking at it that he got to 2 finals, he couldn't even win 1. Mauricio Pochettino, I have always said that I am not a fan of Pochettino.
Okay.
Before he went to Paris Saint-Germain, he had never won his spoon. And he got to PSG, he only won the league title.
Yes.
He didn't even win the Coupe de la Ligue. Neither did he win the Coupe de France. But let's be frank with ourselves. Something, I know you love talking sports, and you cannot coach to save your life. If you get to Paris Saint-Germain, you will win the league.
Yep.
Those are the superstars. So I would not suggest a Mauricio Pochettino for a Chelsea.
Okay.
Neither would I suggest a Graham Potter for them.
So Zidane is the only option?
Is their own kettle of fish. There is still a Zidane that somewhere.
Yep.
There is still an Ernesto Valverde.
Oh, that's true.
Eyes is fixated on leading the French team. He feels he has conquered football.
Yes.
He's eyeing that French team. And
Okay.
he's waiting for Didier Deschamps maybe to finish after this World Cup and then he takes over.
Okay, well, let's wish Chelsea the very best. It will be interesting to see who replaces Thomas Tuchel, who has been sacked as Chelsea's boss following a dismal start to the season where they've spent heavily, but the rewards are not showing on the field of play. It will be intriguing to see who replaces him, just as I said. Well, let's move away from there. Still reviewing Champions League action we saw last night. Real Madrid, defending champions, kicked off the title defense in style. 3-0 win over Celtic. Looks like, a routine win, but hey, Modric, for all of, the good works they did last night, Benzema is injured. How do you think that would affect them?
Oh, that's a big loss. We are talking about awaiting
Ballon d'Or winner.
Best player. He's won the European. He's going to cut away every award.
Yes.
If they don't give it to him, I will protest, and I will lead a massive people to protest to anywhere that day. So we know what Benzema brings to the table.
Yep.
The number of goals he scored for them last season, and when he was not there in the El Gran Clasico against Barcelona, they were drowned by 4 goals to nothing. We know he's their go-to person, and that's one of the big problems of Real Madrid, that they have not gotten an adequate replacement for
Benzema.
If Benzema is injured, who did they lean towards? Is it Vinicius Junior? But yesterday it was a cakewalk against
Celtic
at Hampden Park.
Yes.
They just taught them a football lesson. I love the fact that Eddie Hazard had to score because he has lost confidence.
No, he has lost it.
It's not there anymore. So for me, he scored, and that outside of the foot goal that Luka Modric scored was awesome.
It's becoming a routine for Modric.
I keep asking myself, what is Luka Modric using? Luka Modric
is 37
in front of Santiago Bernabeu.
Yes.
To think that for that, let me use Yoruba language, shikini amount that they pay to Tottenham, and they got that super player.
That's true.
They paying Tottenham every year for Luka Modric.
Yep.
He's a fantastic player, and of course Vinicius Junior. But the loss of Karim Benzema is a big loss because you know what he brings to the table. Sometimes when he's not scoring, he contributes.
Definitely.
So I just hope he can recover in good time and help them. But it was a fantastic victory for the defending champion to start